So we've got two bits of important information when it comes to New World. One of them is talking about a potential server capacity increase bigger than what we've experienced so far, and the other is finally addressing the queue timer update fix. I'll explain what I mean by that in a second, okay? Quick little shout out to my YouTube members. I do really appreciate you guys. I will be working on stuff that actually rewards you a little bit more shortly, but thanks again to you guys. Let's talk about the smaller one first, which is this tweet from Katie. Both these tweets are actually from her. She's a New World developer. But let's look at this one first. There's also a change deploying now to address the bug that shows an incorrect position in the queue. No downtime, should be done and deployed within 20 minutes. That was late last night in UK time, so that should now be live. It's a little bit hard to test that because there's not actually been a queue time yet in EU, because I'm recording this like Saturday morning and the queues are just about to start forming. However, hopefully that fixes that. If you're wondering what the hell that is, basically whenever you were in a queue, it would just show you as like position 1, then you'd go to position 2, then 3, then back to 1, then 140. It was all a little bit all over the place. Hopefully now we're actually going to get the right answer, and that's the actual position you are in the queue, because then you know when you're going to get into the game. It's actually very important for people's mental state, I think. So hopefully that works. Obviously I've not actually tested it, but hopefully that works. But there's actually a bigger change, and that's more impactful for the game overall, from another tweet of hers, and that is this one. We have deployed a change to Develoka, not sure if that's how you say it, earlier today that allows us to increase the cap on the world to 2,500. I'll be making this change in a moment, and we'll be paying a close eye on our dashboards. So if anything looks off, I will reverse the increase. So this is pretty important. Now, it's only one server at the moment, but we've seen server capacity go from 2,000 to 2,200, and now it looks like they might be prepping from 2,200 to 2,500, which really, when you think about it, is actually quite a big increase. Now, I know some people will be like, we need servers that are 10k, not this. And yeah, fair enough, but going from 2,000 to 2,500 in a couple of months, it's actually quite significant, really. If my maths is vaguely correct, I think that's like a 25% increase. That's pretty decent. Let's just have a look what this looks like on New World Database. We can see that Develoka is capped at 2,500 right here, and we can see that it actually had that amount of people last night. I don't know how that worked. I don't know if the servers went fine, but it's still like that this morning, so presumably it worked okay. And you can see almost all the other servers are about 2,200 or 2,250. Now, apparently the only one with a queue right now, or a big queue, is NICER in the EU. If anybody's on that server, can you let me know if the fix has actually worked for your position in the queue? I'd be curious to know. Do the servers actually support this number of players? Now, I'm not just talking about lag and that kind of thing. I'm talking about when it comes to resources and the amount of towns and all that kind of good stuff. If there's that many people playing all on one server, does the average person have a chance of actually collecting anything that they want? Right now, for example, lodestone is very, very rare to be able to get. There's like people running around farming it all the time. Now, I'm sort of the opinion that it would be nice that if you could log into the game, you can probably find some of the material you're looking for. And then what should happen if that material is contested, you find less of it. At the minute, it's almost impossible to find lodestone, depending on your server, the time you log in and all that kind of good stuff. But that's just one example. Are there enough materials to support this number of players? Now, this might be in preparation for Brimstone, because when Brimstone comes in, it's an extra new zone, and that new zone is absolutely massive. But still, this is a fair question, I think. Even if it's not a lag issue, even if the servers work perfectly, there is that resource issue. And then we have the same thing with towns, right? If there's more people all on one server, that sort of means you're less likely to be getting into wars if you want that experience, because all of the towns are going to be instantly contested and there's more people vying for those positions. So it's actually a reasonable question to wonder if the servers are capable of this, and I don't just mean from a technical standpoint. So yeah, the fix for the queue, I'm hoping is working as they would expect. And then upping the server capacity, I mean, long term, I think that's a good idea, but in the short term, with the amount of like demand for resources, I think it creates a little bit of strain. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.